Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with Nancy Drew, The Haunted Carousel. 11. Romani Rendezvous. The more Nancy considered the question, the more she felt certain the boat thieves were, indeed, the midnight intruders in the park. Rather than run out into one of the lighted streets that bordered Riverside Park on three sides, thus running the risk of being spotted and captured, they had cleverly made their getaway in the darkness via the river in the stolen boat. "Did you ever get your boat back?" Nancy asked Vicmar. "Oh yes, it was found abandoned the next morning, just a little ways downriver." "And where is it now, Mr. March?" "Back on his trailer in my driveway at home." "How was it returned to you?" she inquired. The gas station operator looked puzzled. "I went and picked it up myself after the cops called me." "Why?" "Because if no one else did it between times, it still may have the thieves' fingerprints on it." Vix Marsh's eyes lit up. "Hey, that's a smart idea. Any objection if I ask the police to go to your house and check the boat?" "Be my guest." Nancy called Police Chief McGinnis from the boat just outside the service station and explained her notion. "Right you are, Nancy. I'll send you one of our extras out to dust for fingerprints this afternoon." The chief sounded enthusiastic. "I'll let you know the results." Nancy drove directly home, hoping for a quiet hour or two in which to catch up on some chores. As she entered the house, the telephone was ringing. When she answered it, a pleasant woman's voice asked to speak to Nancy Drew. "This is Nancy Drew," the girl replied. "Miss Drew, you don't know me, but I'm the woman in the silver car who you saw driving away from the Trent house this morning." Nancy felt a thrill of excitement, but struggled to keep her own voice calm as usual. "Oh yes, I remember, but how did you know who I was or where to reach me?" "Because I recognized you from your picture in the newspaper story about the Haunted Carousel." "I see. May I ask who's calling?" There was a moment's hesitation at the other end of the line. "I'd rather not answer that question for the moment, Miss Drew, if you don't mind. It happens I need your help. I wonder if I could meet you somewhere." Nancy was only too eager to learn more about her mysterious caller. "What did you have in mind?" she asked. "Right away, or as soon as you possibly can," the woman answered in an urgent voice. "Very well. Would you like to come here?" "Oh, thanks, but no. I'd prefer someplace else. If you could meet me at the Romani tea room in 10 or 15 minutes, I'd appreciate it." "Okay, I'll be there," Nancy promised and hung up. The tea room was located among a busy stretch of small shops on the fringe of downtown River Heights. After parking her car, she entered and saw a woman caller waving to her from a small candlelit table by the big beige curtain window. "It was very good of you to come, Miss Drew," the woman smiled, and with a gesture of her hand invited her guest to come out of a chair. I must confess, your call has made me very curious," said Nancy, sitting down. "Small wonder. I apologize for being so mysterious, but I said on the phone there's a reason." "May I assume you're a friend of Joy Trent?" Yes, I am," Nancy answered. "Then I'd like to ask you a favor." The woman indicated a white cardboard box bearing a florist label that was lying alongside her purse on the table. "Would you deliver this to Joy this afternoon?" Nancy hesitated, troubled. She didn't know this woman, and no matter how nice she seemed outwardly, she might still mean harm to Joy. "I don't mean to sound impolite or unfriendly," she murmured aloud, "but may I ask what's inside?" The woman smiled. "You're quite right to be cautious, Miss Drew. I don't blame you a bit." And she lifted the cover just enough to show the opening to entail no danger. "But if you like to be absolutely sure, you can go and check with the florist." She indicated the name of the box and then pointed on the tea room window. "His shop is just across the street." Nancy's slight cautious frown relaxed into a sudden smile. She decided to trust her own judgment of the woman's character. "Very well." "Oh, thank you, Miss Drew. My name and phone number are on the box. Would you be kind enough to call me and let you know the outcome of the delivery?" As Nancy said yes, a waitress came to their table carrying a tray of tiny, fancy sandwiches, as well as cups, saucers, and a pot of steaming tea. "I'm grateful for you for trusting me, Miss Drew." The woman's attractive face reflected Nancy's own smile. "Now let's have some tea." 15 minutes later, Nancy parted from her mysterious new acquaintance outside the Romani tea room. But instead of going straight to her car parked at the curb nearby, she stopped at an outdoor phone booth and called Joy Trent. "Hi, Nancy," the red-haired girl responded. "Don't tell me you figured out my father's letter already." "I'm afraid not, Joy, but something has come up. Something rather odd. I've been asked to deliver a package to you." "To me?" Joy sounds surprised. "Who's it from?" "A woman who refuses to identify herself." The teenage sleuth briefly explained how the package had been entrusted to her. "Oh gosh, now you got me curious." "Could you bring it right over?" Joy begged. "I'm practically on my way." When Nancy arrived at the Trent's house, she found Mrs. Yawley on hand with Joy. Judging from her facial expression, the tight-lipped woman was as curious about the package as her niece. Nancy debated briefly whether or not the woman she had met at the Romani tea room was the same person she had seen leaving the Trent's house earlier, but she judged it wiser not to bring this up for the time being. In any case, she had a strong hunch that Mrs. Yawley had already suspected who had sent the package. Joy took the florist box from Nancy with bated breath, untied it, and removed the cover. And a gasp escaped her lips, and her eyes brightened with excitement. "Nancy, it's an iris!" She held the box long enough to show its contents. Inside lay a purple flower and a folded note. Joy hastily unfolded and read the message and handed it to Nancy. It said, "If you care to get in touch with me, call the Regent Hotel and ask for Mrs. Rose Harrod in room 922. "Here, let me see that," said Mrs. Yawley, lightly snatching the note away from Nancy. "Golly," Joy blurted out, lifting the iris from the box. "This means she knows something about Mother, or about the letter Daddy left me. I'm going to call her right away." She started toward the phone, but stopped shortly as her aunt exclaimed harshly, "Oh, no, you're not. The woman who sent this is obviously nothing but a fraud and a troublemaker. Joy, I absolutely forbid you to contact that creature." And that's the end of that chapter. See you later.